I added this kitchen scrap to my soil, and it exploded with life. There's a moment every gardener has when something unexpected just clicks. For me, it wasn't a fancy soil amendment or an expensive bag of fertilizer from the store. It was a kitchen scrap I had been throwing away for years without a second thought. When I finally started working it into my soil, I saw the garden come alive in a way I hadn't before. Growth was stronger, worms were everywhere, and the soil itself seemed to hold more richness and vitality. It wasn't coffee grounds or banana peels, those are old news. What changed everything for me was the humble eggshell. And once I show you exactly how I use them, you'll understand why they're one of the most overlooked but powerful scraps for long-term soil health. Eggshells bring calcium directly into the soil. Plants, just like people, need calcium. It's not just about strong bones, it's about strong cell walls. Without enough calcium, tomatoes and peppers suffer from blossom end rot, lettuces can wilt and collapse, and root crops struggle to develop properly. Most soils are deficient to some degree, especially if you garden in raised beds or containers where nutrients wash out more quickly. Eggshells are over 90% calcium carbonate, and when added to the soil, they release this mineral steadily over time. Unlike quick-fix fertilizers, they don't burn roots or disappear after a rainstorm. Instead, they provide a slow, natural source of calcium exactly where it's needed. Preparation makes all the difference. The mistake many gardeners make with eggshells is tossing them in whole or in large pieces. Left like that, they can take years to break down. To unlock their benefits, I rinse the shells, let them dry thoroughly, and then crush them as fine as I can. Sometimes I'll pulse them in a blender until they resemble coarse sand. The finer the grind, the faster the soil life can go to work breaking them down. Once prepared, I keep a jar of powdered shells handy so I can sprinkle them into the garden whenever I need. There are simple ways to apply eggshells to get results. When I'm planting tomatoes, peppers, or eggplants, I mix a small handful of crushed eggshells right into the planting hole before setting the seedling in. This ensures the young roots grow in direct contact with the calcium source from day one, drastically reducing the risk of blossom end rot later on. For leafy greens like kale or lettuce, I sprinkle the shell powder across the bed and work it lightly into the top layer of soil. Root crops also respond beautifully. Carrots and beets tend to grow straighter and stronger when the soil isn't lacking in calcium. Over time, repeated applications build up a reservoir of minerals that keep the soil balanced and resilient. Eggshells also improve soil texture and biology. What surprised me most wasn't just the disease resistance or stronger growth, it was the way the soil itself changed. Eggshells help loosen heavy soils by improving aeration and drainage, which means roots can spread more easily. In sandy soils, they slow down the leaching of nutrients, helping the ground retain fertility longer. On top of that, worms love them. The gritty particles help worms digest organic matter, so you'll often find them congregating where shells have been worked in. More worms mean more castings, and more castings mean healthier, living soil. So if your soil has felt tired, your plants seem weak, or you've battled blossom end rot year after year, don't overlook the simple power of eggshells. Start saving them, crush them fine, and fold them into your soil. With time and consistency, you'll see your garden burst with vigor, and your soil will thank you with years of improved fertility. If you found this guide useful, be sure to subscribe to Gentle Herb Living for more proven, practical ways to grow a thriving garden. And share this with a fellow gardener who could use an easy, free boost for their soil. You might just save their next tomato harvest.